Hey friends, and welcome back to our channel, or welcome if you're new here. Today we're diving into one of the questions we get asked all the time. Why is Salt Lake City such a hot spot? What's the big draw? Why are so many people packing up and making the move here?
And the short answer, it's got an unbeatable combo. We have those beautiful, majestic mountain views right in our backyards and a vibrant city downtown life, world-class outdoor adventures just minutes away from us. Salt Lake City has really nailed the balance between modern city life, raw natural beauty, and honestly, that's really hard to find. In this video, we're gonna break down exactly what makes Salt Lake City such a magnetic place to live, and who knows, it's probably the perfect fit for you as well.
If this is your first time to this channel and you want to know everything about living, eating, sleeping, working, and playing in Northern Utah, then subscribe below and tap the bell for notifications so you can be the first to know about the current market here in Northern Utah.
We are Sloane and Kim Petersen here with the Petersen Group, and we've been in the real estate industry business for 10 years, and every day we help people just like you looking to buy, sell, invest, and relocate here to Northern Utah. Whether you're looking to move in 9 days or 90 days, give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email. All that information is at the description box below, so we can help you make a smooth transition here to Northern Utah.
Now let's kick things off with what makes Salt Lake truly one of a kind. First up is that rare mix of urban energy and outdoor access. Now most cities either give you nightlife and traffic or peace and pine trees, but Salt Lake actually gives you both. You could hit the slopes in the morning, grab lunch downtown, and still be back home before the kids are out of school. We've got a legit international airport, major business hubs, and everything else you'd expect from a big metro, but it's all tucked into the Wasatch Front like some kind of real-life postcard.
I think it's funny you say that too, because a lot of our clients, when they move here from other states, we say that all the time, that Utah is just like a postcard. And most people are like, yeah, whatever, it's just a cliche stuff. But we have a lot of clients when they move here, and it's not, I hope, maybe it's coming from my video, I don't know, but they'll be like, you know what, Utah is really like a postcard. And I'm like, I know, right? I've been saying that, for a long time. So maybe I've subliminally put that in there, I don't know, but it really is like a postcard most times. So let's talk about the weather here. So look, we get it. Not everyone dreams of that snow, like living in a snow globe, right? But if you're into distinct seasons, Salt Lake really does deliver. We've got real summers, beautiful springs and falls, sometimes a little chaotic, and yes, of course, our snowy winters. It's a full 4-season package, which a lot of folks actually love, and sometimes is why they even chose to move to Utah in the first place. You can ski all winter, hike all spring, and paddleboard in the summer, and then sip cider in the fall under those changing leaves. And Utah does have beautiful leaves. We have a lot of those aspens. We call them quakies, here in Utah, but we have a lot of those that, change color in the fall time, which makes Utah a very beautiful destination if you just like hiking or just driving, through the mountains. And sure, spring might throw a snowstorm or two every now and again, but that's really just part of the charm. I think sometimes it's even snowed in June here, but recently it seems like a little less. I think everybody's kind of a little hotter. Some people colder than normal, but we have that kind of that changing of climates kind of going on a little bit.
And regardless of what our seasons look like, because there is really no typical season in Utah, like Sloane said, sometimes it snows in June, sometimes, we don't see snow for a ton of months at a time. But we do have 4 seasons. Like sometimes the seasons are only a week. Sometimes we only get a week of spring, but we definitely have 4 seasons. And like Sloane said, so many people do move here because of the snow. And it always surprises us, people that have lived here forever in it, that complain about it. But it is cool to see it through a fresh pair of eyes, that it is really nice that we have all those seasons. Now, something else that always surprises a lot of newcomers is the community vibe here. Even though Salt Lake is the biggest city in the state, people still call it Small Lake City, and that nickname fits. There's this warm, tight-knit feel you don't usually get in larger cities. Whether it's neighbors waving at you on your morning jog or running into someone you know at a farmer's market, it just feels really personal. It's got that small-town friendliness layered into a big city structure, and I'll actually give you an example of that. So recently we had a fire on our main street in Salt Lake City, which was really heartbreaking. It took down a lot of historic buildings, but a lot of the workers that were displaced from that, the city actually set up a GoFundMe to help those workers get through the time of this unexpected fire. And that's something that most big cities just really do not have, but that is something that you will always find here in Utah.
So now let's touch on the roots of Salt Lake City, because this place wasn't just some random settlement that grew over time. Salt Lake was founded with intention by people seeking something different. That history does bleed deep into the fabric of our city. There's purpose here, something deeper than just expansion or development. And that intentional design has created a place that's not only functional, but very meaningful. You feel it when you live here.
Yeah, definitely. We talk about it all the time, but the way the city was built is really intentional. It's on a grid system, and it literally goes like 100 south, 200 south, 300 south. So it is really easy to navigate, and you could definitely tell that when the city was expanding, it was really thoughtfully laid out.
Yeah, I think it's funny that you mentioned the grid system too, because that's something that a lot of out-of-staters, when they move here, they're so confused of like, I cannot find my way around here because they're used to, just these random names, which I feel the exact opposite. When I go to like California or somewhere else and it's just all like names, I'm like, I have no idea where I'm at. Like I like the, 100, 200, 300. Once you get used to it though, I think most people agree that the grid system does become easier. And then knowing that the mountains are on the east and then obviously the other side is the west, so you kind of get your direction kind of checked in there.
All right, now let's pivot to lifestyle, because if you're an outdoor junkie like we are, this is where Salt Lake absolutely shines. Whether it's skiing, snowboarding, trail running, mountain biking, fly fishing, kayaking, or just a solid afternoon hike with the dog, this place is paradise. And we're not talking long road trips, we mean after work, weekday kind of access. You could leave your office downtown and be up a canyon breathing pine air in 20 minutes. It's that good.
And that's really important. I think a lot of people that even live in these mountain towns, lots of times you're still a good half an hour to even 45 minutes to get into the forest type area. And here, seriously, even if you're not like right up on the mountains, which lots of our cities are, you're only a good half an hour. If you're actually closer to the top, more towards the East Bench areas, you're literally walking out your door going hiking. So it's really cool. We also get this question, what if you've got kids or you're thinking long-term? Education is a huge deal around here. Utah actually spends a bigger slice of its budget on education than most states do, and Salt Lake schools consistently are performing very well. We do have a lot of options when it comes to schooling here in Utah. We have public, private, charter schools, which is a great option for people. If you've never experienced charters, some of these schools will let you. It's still not necessarily an expensive option. Sometimes if you trade a little bit of time to give back to the school and in helping them, do certain things, that will cover the cost. So sometimes when people think about charter, they're like, I couldn't afford that. It's just for the wealthy, and that's not true in Utah anyway. And then last but not least, obviously you could still, choose to homeschool your children as well, which is becoming a little more popular in Utah and really across the country, it seems too.
And there is a lot of good homeschool options here in Utah. They have a lot of homeschool groups, so you can still get out, do field trips, go to museums. There's a lot of support for homeschooling here in Utah.
So families moving in often tell us that they're just blown away, by all those options.
And if you're into culture and community events, buckle up. Salt Lake's got everything from the Utah Arts Festival and Pride Parade to the Salt Lake City Marathon and Olympic level sporting events. You guys, they actually practice the Winter Olympics here. They do a lot of their snowboarding runs and skiing runs. And as the general public, you're available to just go watch them at your leisure, which is actually very cool.
Yeah, and depending on how far you go into that, right? Like sometimes they charge you money, sometimes they don't. But we were up it was probably quite a while now, obviously the last Olympics that were here, but it's probably been like 10, 12 years or whatever. But we went to Park City and we got to see Shaun White qualifying on the half pipe, and our half pipe is an Olympic half pipe. And we seen 30 Seconds to Mars play for free during a snowstorm, which is really cool. So they always have a lot of events. Some of them free, some of them, cost, but not a lot, right? There's a lot of good options to go and see the Olympians and kind of check all that out.
Yeah, and to that, the Olympics are coming back here. So again, just something to look forward to. We do always have those kind of events that do come here, as well as every major, concert artist always comes through Salt Lake City. We've also got the Jazz, obviously, if you're into basketball. We have the new NHL team here. And yes, we're hosting the Winter Olympics, like I said, again in 2034. So there's just a bunch of stuff consistently happening in Salt Lake. If you're worried about kind of that lifestyle of having things to do all the time, Salt Lake City is definitely a happening place.
Yeah, and they're expanding that whole sports district right now. So they're gonna, I don't know if you guys, we had a video if you guys want to check that out, but we kind of did, one of these upcoming videos about what's going on down there, and they're gonna make that whole thing a sports hub where the Delta Center is now. And like Kim said, have the NHL team, the Jazz. What do we decide on that? I think they're the Mammoths, right? So
Mammoths,
they finally decided a name. We did a video not too long ago where they hadn't decided yet, but yep, now it's gonna be the Mammoths, which I think will be a very cool, addition to downtown Salt Lake. But anyway, yeah, it'll be a whole sports hub. It's gonna have a lot of entertainment, a lot of concerts, a lot of sports, the whole 9 yards. So if you're into sports, Salt Lake definitely is gonna have you covered now. All right, let's talk about food as well. A lot of people ask us, what does the Salt Lake dining scene look like? And it's really grown up big time. So for years, it was just chain restaurants, pizza joints, but now we've got chef-owned hotspots popping up all over the city. If you're a foodie, this place is finally gonna speak your language. And some of our go-to spots, people ask, well, we love the Urban Hill for upscale vibes, Tashi for melt-in-your-mouth sushi, and we have, if you're looking for like East Coast, I'm gonna say West Coast, right? But East Coast pizza, like what's West Coast pizza? But East Coast, New York style pizza. We have a beautiful place called Este Pizzeria, and they have one in Park City and one in downtown Salt Lake. It's one of Kim's favorites. I love their pizza there as well. So I've never been to New York, but I have friends that have, and they really say that Este is very traditional New York style pizza.
We also have something called the Copper Onion, which is a freaking amazing restaurant. I am talking I had a steak salad, which you're like, a steak salad boring? No, it was amazing. It was delicious. We have so much good food happening in Salt Lake right now. And like Sloane mentioned, it's chef owned. They're not chain restaurants. They're local. They're beautiful. The food is all, locally raised. So definitely if you're a foodie like we are, Salt Lake's where it's at.
And if you want to check out one of our videos, we actually did a tour, and a lot of people are like, you forgot to mention all these places. It was just one of the most popular restaurants in Salt Lake City. So I'll tag that up here too if you want to check that out, and kind of give us your opinion of what you like and what we should maybe do another video on as far as food goes.
I think the last time I checked the stats, Salt Lake has somewhere like 825 restaurants. So literally one video of 10 restaurants will definitely not do it justice for how much great food is in Salt Lake. But yeah, like Sloane said, leave us a comment. We always love to know what your guys' favorites are. Now, speaking of downtown, shopping is a whole experience too. The City Creek Center stretches across multiple city blocks with open-air walkways, high-end retail, and even a retractable glass roof. It's not your average mall, it's a whole vibe. And while nightlife here isn't exactly Vegas, it's improving. Breweries, live music venues, speakeasies. We're not New York City, but Salt Lake is definitely holding its own.
Yeah, and that's funny that you mentioned that, because even though we look young, we're a little older than you probably think. And I'm sorry to ask my friends, what are you guys doing, right? Is Salt Lake, because before when we were younger, there was stuff, but it wasn't like this thing. And I remember we did a video saying Salt Lake nightlife is just not really there. And I had some people commenting in Salt Lake going, no, it's come a long way. And so we did some research since then. And again, the club scene is not really necessarily our thing. But we went down there, and actually it's got some good stuff going on a Friday and Saturday night. So if that is your vibe and you're younger and looking for that, or even older and still looking for that, whatever you want to do, definitely Salt Lake does have a lot of stuff happening in the downtown area for that.
They do really legit have a speakeasy. So if you don't know about it, we did go there, and it is under just like a FedEx or something random. And you kind of have to know, because it's not
it's not advertised.
It's not advertised. Yeah, there's no name on the front or anything, but you go down the set of stairs that's super sketchy, right? Back alley. And then you go in, and it's a beautiful speakeasy decorated in 1920s, era.
Great food too. So that bar was actually really cool.
Food was really good. Their drinks were amazing. So if that's something you're interested in, hit us up and we'll give you the lowdown.
We will give you the insider secret where the speakeasy is. Now let's break down the real estate scene, because we know it's probably why you're here in the first place. So Salt Lake City has had wild growth over the past decade, and it's consistently ranked as one of the fastest growing metros in the United States. And the market really does reflect that. We're seeing everything from 100-year-old bungalows in the avenues to sleek high-rise condos downtown to modern family homes in Sugar House or Liberty Wells. And while pricing has started to level off a little bit, demand is still strong. Inventory just can't really keep up. That's both the challenge and the opportunity. If you're looking for coveted neighborhoods, there's downtown Salt Lake, Sugar House, the Avenues, and Liberty Wells are high on your list. If they're not, they really should be. You're also going to find hidden gems in places like Yellcrest and Capitol Hill. Those areas, just to give you a little bit of background there, Yellcrest is kind of a more luxury type area, but it's older luxury, right? Which is kind of cool. Like I'm talking like 80s. And then the Capitol Hill area, that's like vintage, right? So you're going to see like Victorians, mid-century modern, everything in between. But that, if you're looking for like non-cookie cutter homes, those are two areas that I think you might definitely want to check out. So every area does have its own little flavor, and that's where Kim and I really shine. We're going to help you zero in on that spot that matches your vibes, because we understand that moving from another state into Utah, or even just, from Utah somewhere else, it is overwhelming, and sometimes there's just so much data that it's all there easily accessible, but it's combing through that and having an advocate really help you narrow those things down and find you what you're looking for.
Well, and I think something that people never really think about when they move, and it's something that we always hold high on our list and really try to understand, is your lifestyle.
Yeah.
Like a house is a house, right? You can find a tri-level in any city in Utah. You can find a condo or a modern house or anything in all of the cities, but all of the vibes are very different. And in Salt Lake specifically, even all of those areas are very different. So I've lived in the Avenues, I've lived in Sugar House, Sloane and I lived in downtown Salt Lake. Yellcrest is one of Sloane's favorite places.
Love that area.
I rented on Capitol Hill for a little while, so we know all of these areas very well and kind of what vibes they hold. So when we do help our clients move from out of state, it is more about that lifestyle. What are you looking for? Are you looking to be close to hiking trails? Are you looking to be close to downtown nightlife? Those things are all really important, and they all really matter, and are just something I don't think most people think about when making that big move.
Sure, and like the Yellcrest thing's funny that you mentioned that, because I think one of the reasons I really like Yellcrest so much is just it's very green. Like all the trees and stuff, they're more mature because it's just such an older neighborhood. But I don't know why, but there's a house up there that looks just like the Home Alone house, and I'm like, this is it. Like if you watch Home Alone, you're like, where do those people work? I don't know. Like still, like I don't know how you afford that kind of house.
His dad was a lawyer.
Okay, that makes a little more sense. But I'm just like, you think you would see that Home Alone house would fit in the Yellcrest area, and I don't know why. I don't know if it's because I was young, but like that's just what like success looks like to me, which is silly, right? Because I don't like anything, but I'm like, I want to live in this Yellcrest Home Alone house. But
and Salt Lake City also checks the boxes for health and wellness. I know that's a big thing for people, especially moving away from your doctor, moving away from familiarity, but we do have a great medical health care here in Salt Lake City. Between world-class hospitals like the U of U Medical Center and Intermountain Healthcare, plus a ton of gyms, yoga studios, wellness spas, and healthy restaurants, this is a city where people take their health seriously. And if you've got a puppy, you'll love this. Salt Lake is super pet friendly. Tons of parks, off-leash trails, and yes, dogs are basically family here. In fact, we see dogs almost at every restaurant we eat at in Salt Lake because it is really just a pet-friendly city.
Totally, in downtown Salt Lake and the Sugar House area, they're really trying to make more walk-friendly and bike-friendly. So downtown Salt Lake, there's whole lanes that are dedicated, not even just bike lanes, they can actually use like the full lane. And for some of you that might be annoying, but I think like it's really getting congested, and they're trying to do whatever they can to, just have it be more of a walkable score. And we were just in Seattle a few weeks ago, and it's kind of interesting because I know Seattle's probably one of the biggest biking, besides New York, right, the biggest biking friendly cities out there, and you can see that Salt Lake is taking some cues on a little bit of infrastructure from more of those big metropolitan cities that have those nice, beautiful walkable areas. So,
which I actually liked because we walked the entire time we were there, and being a pedestrian, there were very few cars you had to worry about because a lot of people didn't drive, and I think that's very typical of a big city. So Salt Lake is coming a long way in terms of being that big city environment, and for a lot of people it's just easier, cheaper, and healthier to walk or take public transit. So it's great that the city's actually like making it friendly for people to do that.
Yep, so bring your dog, bring your bike, and we will see you in downtown Salt Lake City sometime. So before we wrap this up, let's talk about growth for a second. So Salt Lake is just getting started, honestly, with the tech boom along the Silicon Slopes, a rising startup scene downtown, and big infrastructure upgrades like the TRAX light rail expansion. The city is building for the future. Then, of course, like we mentioned before, the 2034 Winter Olympics, that's only going to add fuel to the fire more housing, better transit, and even more buzz around downtown Salt Lake City.
So if you're thinking about moving here or even just shifting to a different neighborhood, here's our advice. Number 1, pick the right neighborhood first, the house comes second. Number 2, find ways to plug into the community. That's where the real magic happens. And number 3, team up with local experts, and that's where we come in.
Yeah, this move could really change your life in all the right ways, of course, and we would be honored to be the ones that help guide you through that. Whether you're already a local or just starting your Utah journey, we're definitely here to help you out. Hit that subscribe button if this is the kind of content that's helpful for you. You're gonna find our contact information below if you're ready to chat, and you can even book a time to talk with us directly using the link down in the comments.
We hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Picking where you'll call home is an important and personal decision, and we would love to help you make that smooth transition to the Northern Utah area and cities like Salt Lake. If you're looking to purchase in the Northern Utah area, we'd love to help you out. Give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email, and until next time, we're keeping it real. Estate.